Mr. Dye is absent tonight. Tonight, the major agenda item is RRFACF. The public hearing is closed on this. So this is a work session for the board. I think we are making a lot of progress in getting close. Everyone should have seen the draft of the easements that Kim circulated on Friday. Why don't we just jump right in on this thing and start discussing.
I have my scratch up that, like older ones, is that
Yeah, that's
okay?
fine. I was so busy putting everything in.
Kim, while you pull that out. Would you be able, Kim, to explain to me as a non-lawyer the last paragraph on page 4 of the agricultural easement that discusses about a procedure should a portion of the easement be condemned by eminent domain, certain things happen. Is that typical?
It is because we're taking it in pursuant to General Municipal Law, Section 247.
Yeah.
So whenever you take it in by 247, whether it be open space or agricultural, you have to, that last paragraph deals with eminent domain.
Yeah. So what happens if the village were to take a portion of that by eminent domain, the easement is terminated?
Yes,
and-
it says
and
the
the rest
easement-
of the property goes back to the grantor?
Well, it says, shall terminate the easement with respect to said agricultural easement or portions taken or condemned, all right and interest or portions thereof shall revert to the grantors, their heirs, or portion that is taken. And
So I read that to mean that if the village ever came in and condemned a piece of this via eminent domain, that whatever was left over of the reserve would just go right back to what it was before, you know, the planning board did the development approval, right? Did I read that correctly?
neither party shall be required to pay or said compensation of damages not taken away, reduced or limited the agricultural easement area. Those parts not taken or condemned be in any way reduced or limited by this easement, nor shall any part of the condemnation or belong or be payable to the grantee.
Is that how it works?
I've never seen an exercise, to be honest with you. I've never seen a municipality condemn an agricultural easement or take it in
It says
for
if it's
condemnation.
condemned, it's not subject to I'm sorry, I didn't tell me to shut up, but I'm sitting here, it says the portion thereof so taken or condemned as
Shall
applicable
revert.
shall not be subject to the restrictions of this easement. The
So
whole
it's-
idea is if the municipality condemns it for some reason, I don't know why they would condemn
Sorry,
it.
can you step up?
I don't know why they would ever condemn this, but it says if the, this is, I've seen this in every one, and so has Kim. It says, the portion thereof so taken or condemned as applicable shall not be subject to the restrictions and limitations of said easement.
Okay, so it's just the portion that's taken by
Yeah,
eminent domain.
I mean,
not-
clearly if they're
not
gonna
the
go out and
whole
condemn it,
shit. Yeah.
They don't want the municipality, I mean, I think that's in the eminent domain law. If it could, if it's just restating what's clear. A municipality can go out and condemn it and use it for whatever reason that's allowed in the eminent domain law. And this is just to make sure that everybody understands that it's not gonna be subject to the ag agreement if
Yep.
the municipality condemns it.
Okay.
And then
makes-
when it reverts to, if it goes back to, if they decide to give it up, they don't need it anymore, it would revert to the.
No, who's they?
The government. Let's
The
say,
government.
let's say government decides it's over, and now it goes back to.
Well, they don't. They would have to, once the government owns a piece of property pursuant to the eminent domain law, they own it.
They own it.
Do it
They
that way.
can't
They own it.
alienate it without doing a ballot referendum.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
then what is going back to the grantor?
Nothing. Cash.
The interest, whatever the money is
Cash.
paid for the eminent domain.
Gotcha,
Cash.
gotcha. That was the part I didn't understand.
And then the
Okay.
And then-
prefatory part says that you can't, the assessor can't value it in so many words as regular developable property. That's which is,
There was another sentence in there about a footpath, somewhere in one of the three documents that were circulated.
Yes,
I didn't
the
understand. Where'd that-
pond maintenance easement,
yeah.
But that was,
right? I think it was the
no,
pond.
I
maintenance.
Let me just have
I
the.
read something about a
Oh,
footpath.
no, I'm sorry, it was in the declaration.
Okay, one more clarifying question with the eminent domain. If it goes back to the grantor, or you're saying it never would, but let's say it did, for some reason they gave it back, would we as grantees still have our agreement with you regarding the ag easement?
Yeah,
I know
this
it's
has been a
very-
real struggle for me, because from the very, very get-go, this
This is what he's
runs
saying.
with the land.
Right.
And under section 247 of the general municipal law, which is why I said to council, put this in there, under 247 of the general municipal law, if you want this to be something, somebody wants this to be something other than what it is, in other words, somehow, like on a bad day, put back the development rights there, it takes an act of the legislature. Because under 247 of the general municipal law, all those defenses, read it, all those defenses that somebody may have. So for example, here's a great idea. Somebody puts a house on this property in direct contravention of this easement, and it stays there for 10 years. Under 247 of the general municipal law, all those, what somebody would typically have would be statute of limitations, adverse possession, all that stuff. None of those defenses are available. So once something is taken under 247 of the general municipal law, it takes an act of the state legislature. The best example is on the west side of Manhattan. There's a sewage treatment plant there now, and it was parkland. And they said, "Oh, this is great. We're just going to put the sewage treatment plant there." So they start putting the
condemned it.
sewage treatment plant. They condemned it for that and everything. And they had to get an act of the state legislature because the property had been taken under 247 of the general municipal law. So even though the municipality owned it, it was subject to those restrictions. It's over. Runs with the land, perpetuity. The statute says so. I don't think anybody has to worry that this is going to be anything other than agricultural land forever.
I'm not worried about that. All I'm worried about is understanding what I'm,
Oh, I'm sorry.
what
I'm sorry.
reading. You
Yeah,
know?
no.
So if I don't understand something, I'm going to ask a question and
But
ask
that's-
for
I
clarification.
think what he's
It's
getting
belt
at is
not that I'm
suspenders.
looking
he
for
sees the
any
word, if it reverts to the
loophole.
grantor, then we're not the grantor, we're the grantee. So where do we stand under that scenario? That's, I guess, what, I think what you're saying.
You're
Because it sounds
actually-
like
yeah, you're the grantee.
It's
That's
actually
right.
in there that if it reverts, it goes back to the grantor, but we were granted something by that grantor, so does it?
All
would we
right and
also-
interest in the agricultural easement area. It comes back. That's not taken. It comes back. Doesn't say anywhere that these
So it's carved out.
these restrictions are evaporate. And where does it say that?
Never-
It's the last sentence on page 4.
To event of taking on
Such
something,
a
neither
debt
party
of
shall
taking, neither party shall be required to pay any penalties, nor shall the value of the agricultural easement area, including for purpose of computation of severance damages.
If any time the ag easement area or portion of there shall be taken by condemnation by the grantee or any other governmental body, then the easement hereby granted shall come to an end and terminate with respect to said agricultural easement area or portions thereof taken or condemned. I don't know, it can't be any clearer. So if for some reason the village takes, unless I'm missing something, I'm not saying that facetiously. If the village decides that they want to put, a sewage treatment plant on half this ag reserve, then that's fine, but the rest of it, so all right and interest or persons
Should come to
shall,
an end.
yeah.
And terminate with respect to said agricultural easement area, a portion taken or condemned.
If
could be
any
clearer.
time or any portion thereof shall be taken or condemned by eminent domain, the grantee or by any governmental body, then the easement granted shall come to an end and shall terminate with respect to said agricultural easement or portions taken condemned. All right and interest in said agricultural easement areas or portions thereof so taken into account shall revert to the grantors or heirs legal reps. To the effect that at the time of this taking, the agricultural easement area or portion thereof so taken into account shall be not be subject to the restrictions or limitations of said easement. If there's any concern about that,
Other than I didn't understand it.
take
Well, I
that
think
out.
it does,
But now
I
I
think
do,
the
yeah.
grantee's kind of out of luck, and we're the grantee, so that's what I think under
No.
this scenario,
Yeah.
we're the grantee, and the grantor, is the only person mentioned, so we as the grantee of the easement, you're the owner is covered, but we're just wondering what are our rights to what we had if for some reason,
So here's
it could be
an
clearer.
example, I think it might be helpful to
Okay.
walk through it. Village comes along and says we want to widen Wickapog Road right there at the curve, right? So we're gonna condemn 6 feet.
Yeah,
right?
do the
The 6
curve.
feet that they condemn, right, the rights revert to the grantor, right? So that they get paid for the
Yes,
eminent domain
that
kind.
is correct.
But
But
all
they're
the
not all the rest of it is
Yeah,
still
let me
subject,
answer.
I'm sorry, I
So all
apologize.
the other area, the easement stays in place.
Absolutely.
but
Yeah.
we lose the 6 feet, and that's the way
Yeah,
it
because the
is.
village condemns it.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's the way it
So-
is, so we all
But
lose.
at that
Yeah.
point, there's an
That's what-
overriding public benefit.
That's what this
Right.
is saying.
Yeah.
Now I understand.
And we haven't never, but that's just the way it is, and but, yeah, that's what I guess we're wondering.
I
Under the
think,
grantee,
I
yeah.
think the example that Mark gave is
Is perfect.
probably the only
Yes.
practical, possible example of a municipality having the political will.
I mean,
and
eminent
legal
domain
will
it's
to
real, but it's rare. I mean, it could
condemn
happen,
a
but it's
piece of
hard to, yeah.
ag open space. They'd probably do it for street widening or straightening out a curve.
Yeah.
So then it just says they don't take it subject to this easement.
But when I was reading this today, there was something in here, in one of the 3 documents, about a
Let's find it.
4-foot wide
It's in the covenant and restriction.
footpaths. I can't remember what it
Let's
was.
find it.
I don't
It's
remember
in the
that
covenant
being
restriction
discussed.
number
'Cause
5.
that is separate and apart
Is
from
that going
the,
down to the wetlands, the 4 foot?
Through the buffer, it's through
But
the
that-
buffer area, that they're allowed to have a 4-foot walkway path going through the buffer to get to the water.
In our ag reserve, or no, just generally?
No, this is for the buffer on the lots, not the ag reserve.
So
This
it's
is,
sort of outside of our,
This is not for the easement
Right.
for access for the village.
right, correct.
This is not for the agricultural easement. Every time, and Alex will agree with you, and so will Kim, and I think, every time, I will agree with me, every time you put a buffer on a property that's fronts on the wetlands,
yeah,
you have to have, you have to, here's the wetlands, you go back 125 feet, and this has to be revegetated or left fallow or something like that. So you can't have turf in this 125 feet, and that's what the covenant says, okay? Says you can't do anything. It allows, every one of them allows a 4-foot path.
For each property owner.
So you can get to the water.
The water.
oh, I see, okay.
But that's, you'll find that in every single,
Gotcha. So it's per lot,
buffer.
per
Yes.
property owner,
Yes.
it's a 4-foot path. I
Yes.
understand.
so that could be lawn. You know, that doesn't have to be subject to the,
Yeah, no, I get that.
you know, natural vegetation, so that could be lawn.
I got it.
that was in this document, wasn't it? Which one
I
are you-
don't remember which one it was.
Which document
It
was
was
that
in
one?
one.
The access.
If the ARB agrees.
What's that? Oh,
Covenants
You mean the-
and-
That was the
ZBA.
Declaration
ZBA.
of Covenants and Restrictions,
Yeah.
number 5.
no,
There's a
ZBA.
new rule and the ARB has to agree to it. It's in-
That's not a new rule, but well, I'm not gonna step into that.
I
Mr.
wouldn't.
Coburn-
I don't have
I
a
would
dog
stay
in
away
that
from
Trustee-
that.
Trustee
I never
Coburn-
said that. I
Trustee
never heard
Coburn
that.
says the ARB has to agree.
Only in the historic
What the
district.
hell's wrong with
I
me?
think the confusion was
Only in
because of
This
our.
is an historic farm.
It's like, that was a reflex that I should have controlled,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's something to
You will
say.
say so.
I never said that. I must,
No,
you
no,
must have
you
been talking about something else.
Trustee Coburn
Some
will
of
say-
the
I was-
changes that some of the
We
board
spoke,
members,
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
you wanna,
No, I want
Oh,
you to, but we
okay.
were just speaking about defining the area. so-
do you wanna come over here? Just because you're parcel and parcel of this.
Move those chops.
Some of the recommendations from the board members that they would like it defined as to what the farming area, I assume this is the general area, because
So
that's.
this is what I did.
Okay.
I know we talked about this a
Alright.
bit, okay? So what I did was that area in the front that was going to be, like planting, but now it's gonna be either
It's gonna be
fallow or planted with.
planted, right?
Right, so what I did was it's about 250 linear feet,
Okay.
and I if you can see it,
Do you wanna show
based
it to
upon
the
our
board members?
discussions, and we can put this in the document.
Okay.
That's the area. It's between the two driveways. Oh, here, I've got, of course, Bailey made about
Oh,
5
okay.
different copies. Sorry, not me. It's about 250 linear feet.
Okay.
So originally that was gonna be, you have one for Alan. Originally that was gonna be planted and buffer, but then it's now
That's gonna be for agricultural planting.
agricultural planting.
And then you'd like to just be able to put a farm stand there
Yes,
as well?
yes.
Okay. Is that,
Of,
did you
subject to,
understand that?
farm stands, subject to planning board
Review,
approval.
yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't, I mean, this is like an 11th hour change, right?
What's the change?
That this is gonna be for planting, not landscaping.
No, that was,
That was at the last
No,
meeting?
we
No.
talked about it.
Mark, that was at the last, yeah.
Somebody brought it
Because
up.
I walked out and Ricky was like, why did we do the planting plan? Because we had filed that
I
in
think
March.
2 people were interested in
Okay,
scrapping that.
I don't wanna be
I don't think the
precipitous.
3 were
Okay,
on
okay.
with that yet.
I'm sorry.
So this is a counter proposal that I guess you 2 support.
Well, we definitely support
D-
it, yes, and
definitely.
I think Bill Dye
So you-
also
you-
supported it.
You now want this,
Well, I was surprised you didn't,
so
but yeah,
what,
I just heard about
what
it.
exactly are we proposing here?
It has to be
Will be
planted.
farm-
Farming.
Farmland.
It's gonna be
Farmland.
farming. It's gonna be
It'll be
farming.
farmland,
So there's a aerial photo.
There used to be
yeah.
privet up there.
Which
Very
would
familiar
provide
with
that
this.
view shed that we wanted into a farming
I'm
operation.
just trying to be flexible, that's all.
Yeah.
We were actually a little bit scratching our head because for probably over a year and a half now, it's been a planting scheme up there
Yeah.
at the request of the board, but
So instead of landscaped, we now have,
Whatever they're farming.
Whatever they wanna
and
farm.
And like maybe a 4-foot high, like max, so you can see
in
into
the
whatever
front
it
there,
is.
yeah, in the front there, we're not concerned about that.
Yeah.
Could you pull up that photo that you showed me at the last meeting? It was
A
an
lot of
aerial
corn.
of that area when it
What
was
it used to be.
planted.
Whatever
And then just show it
See
to,
it?
yes,
And then we'll be able to.
just to show it
the
to
farm, and then.
well, it
their
could be
head
just,
would be-
Alan
it could
and
just be fallow.
Mark.
Yeah, whatever it is, though it is.
Well, I don't think, I think if we're not gonna have a buffer there, which again, is not a done deal, I guess, we're discussing this, but if we're not gonna have a buffer there, it's prime agricultural soils, we might as well be able to plant it.
You have a view on this? Do you have an opinion?
Nope.
Do you care?
Nope.
Whether it's landscaped or corn, you don't care?
Whenever we decide.
Well,
With the villages
I'm
and
We've always
agnostic
felt
about
that.
it.
I'll talk to, I gotta
Yeah.
talk to Kim sometime. I don't wanna practice law, but Kim's New York opinion is on it.
I mean, I think,
But that's on
Done
something
more.
else.
I think that we've always
If it's a
wanted
marijuana
to
farm,
see
great.
farming,
Yes,
I don't care.
and because of the hedge
Yes, you do. That's a
on
bad idea.
Fowler
Yep.
Nuts.
going to
They-
the
It's
ocean,
illegal.
Can we wait, she's speaking. Just-
Oh, I'm sorry, we were
she's
having a
in-
sidebar, sorry.
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry, Hannah, I
ahead.
didn't realize you were talking
Yeah,
to everybody, my
um,
apologies.
I think,
Makes no difference.
you know, we've talked about seeing farming, you know, getting a view shed. And because of the hedges
View of the barn.
on Fowler Street going to the ocean,
Mm-hmm.
and it's basically a windbreak, so it can't be torn down.
So what
So
you'd like to
we've
do,
been
what would you like to do up
advised.
here?
Well, this I
So
think is what you.
that,
Yeah.
when we looked
Yeah.
at the aerial view
Uh-huh.
of the landscape plan,
Do you want
And-
us to have to harvest it after a certain height? Is that
Well,
what?
no,
no,
what
no,
I
no,
what I
no,
was
no,
saying.
no, no,
Well,
no, no.
I just think, I think this
We
is
want it
great.
to be farmed.
Yeah.
We don't
Instead
want
of
it to
being
be
landscaped.
fallow.
Yeah, it-
Short term.
I didn't want that,
Short crop.
okay, we've always wanted a view shed into farming, farm whatever you'd like. What I'm talking about is, in front of it now, you have like a 4-foot, like someone driving, someone on a bike, can see that there's something going on in front. And that's what we'd like to have something in here that keeps a low fence, whether it's deer fence or whatever it is, so you can see in and we'll see whatever it is you're farming. And
better
that
view of
will,
barns.
that will satisfy people who want to see farming. And if it's, you know,
So
So
what are the restrictions
so
up there
it's
gonna be? I'm not gonna let it lie fallow, I'm not gonna plant it in sod, I'm gonna plant it in what else?
well, I think
According to New York
Kim has
Ag and
drafted
Where you
some
ag,
language.
whatever agricultural
That's
and
fine.
markets will.
I guess what we'd ask is though that if you,
But it says plantings, so it's plantings as per.
Yeah,
Have to
or
be
if it's
vegetation
fallow,
law.
it's gotta be cover
Covered.
cropped, or
Yes.
whatever,
Right.
yeah.
and,
Short corn.
yeah, that way you could continue to profit from it, and you could have your farm stand, and the public could see it.
That's fine.
I
Okay.
would ask, I've seen that stretch, and there is the house, and the
Right.
house, the mailboxes, and you've got the large privet there. But then there's a tree, and from the tree on,
Is this what you're talking
well,
about?
that's not a good description of
Oh,
what
it's
you
not
see
it?
from the air. If we could
Do you have the
define it, no, I'm
landscape
just saying,
plan?
No, no.
Because that's
well,
a good view of
Sage, if
what
you
we're
admit me
talking
Alex
into
and
the
I
Zoom,
looked
I'll
at
share
it.
my
Between
screen.
the two
Yeah, Alex and I
driveways.
looked. What we would ask is, you seem to have some farmable land that you've been farming that from the street, that one section in between the driveways
To the
has a
north of the
privet.
barns.
If that privet,
Right.
if that privet could come down, we'd have driveway, privet, excuse me, driveway,
privet, I think
view
David's
shed.
talking about.
Well, it's only.
There is no privet.
No,
There's
I'm
no
just saying,
privet
whatever,
there.
it's just a hedge then.
Is that it, a hedge?
I'll just say there's
That's a
a,
hedge?
The hedge is,
Can I-
It's like three,
The
it's
hedge
like
let me
is-
just,
three and a
let me
half
just
feet.
speak.
are you talking about
No.
the hedge in the foreground, or are you talking about the hedge, the
No.
privet hedge in the back
No,
by
no,
the
we're not
barns?
talking, okay, this is what Alex, I was looking at this with Alex today.
Right.
What we're talking about is extending
You're talking
the,
about this area?
yeah, to the tree, from the tree back up toward Wickapog. Could that be taken down and you put in whatever fencing, that's whatever deer fence, but
What be
that,
taken down, Amanda?
the
Could what be
hedge
taken
that
down?
blocks the crops.
Where he's,
You see those
where-
crops right there, where Alex says, go back to
The
those
hedge that's
crops?
probably in the street right of way?
It's on bordering, the driveway has
Yeah,
the driveway has two hedges. Could you
Is that what
incorporate
you're
that in the, and then you
She's
can see
talking
it.
We'll
about,
take that down.
this is what you're talking
Look,
about.
If you want.
Listen, before you start taking stuff down.
but that's not the area that's
That's not
highlighted.
even
Yeah,
the
this was
area,
what they
that's not
brought
even the
in, we're
area
just
that's
talking.
highlighted here.
Oh.
Yeah, we're just extending it. This is less. This is our first talk about this area and getting specific. So, perhaps we have to really define this area, which would, something like west, the property, 400 feet, whatever it is,
Well, I got it,
along it, to blah,
275.
blah, blah.
It's
you
right
know?
there, 275 linear feet
So,
along.
look, in my
Is it
opinion,
400 with the other
trading,
section that's,
No.
because we go
landscaped,
down toward Fowler,
we're talking about from the
where the
road,
crops are.
we're talking about, see the truck, the large truck right there? And the road, the driveway
Yeah,
right in
that-
front of it?
Yeah.
From there, west, okay?
Yeah, but we're talking about from the
Take-
tree
ta-
west. Can we have that? Because we'd like to see
Oh,
those
my,
crops.
well, you are.
Just
I mean,
hang on, let me
I think
land, okay?
between the two
From that driveway
driveways.
to the western driveway,
It's 275.
we had agreed to landscaping that area.
That's right.
Now you're trading that away, so that becomes plantable agricultural space, which under New York Ag and Markets law means they can plant there, they don't have to plant there. They
That's
could
correct.
plant grass and plow it and cut it once a year, and that's what you're looking at. So
That's
I
correct.
view it as a major reduction in what we've asked for by going this direction, because we've traded something that we know is gonna look nice in perpetuity versus you have no idea what's gonna be there, you have no control what's gonna be there. And if they decide not to plant it for 5 years, there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, we can negotiate that now because it's kind of a hybrid of
How-
interests.
how?
It's
Under
their
New York-
farming.
Can
They
you
would,
do what?
Can we talk about what might be farmed there?
Whatever, 301
Yeah.
of the ag and markets, those are the
Yeah,
options,
yeah.
either the buffer or whatever the 301 gives.
Whatever.
And we're,
Yeah.
Ricky, we're fine
Right.
either way,
And you
because
take the hedge down so we
we
could see what
offered the
you're
buffer,
planting.
we paid the
Yeah.
money to have it drafted up by, was it Aries? No. Yeah, Aries Design.
So the
Area.
only soft spot,
Okay, it is.
potential soft spot in this argument is that area that we're talking about is not a designated ag reserve, so I don't think New York Ag Markets applies to that.
Yeah, the whole
It's
thing, yeah,
not-
sure it is.
It is part of the ag
It's part of the
reserve.
ag
Part of
reserve.
the ag
Goes all the way to the
reserve.
street.
It
It's
is,
not
but
an
it's,
agricultural district.
But it isn't.
So what? I'm so
Because
sick of
they're
hearing
an
that.
ag- because
It's-
they're
It doesn't
that's-
have to
that's
be in an
meaningless.
agricultural
That's
district to be part of
meaningless.
an agricultural reserve.
That's meaningless.
But it does have to be in an agricultural district for New York Ag and Markets law to apply.
That is not true. That's
not-
absolutely
that's
not
not what I
true. I've
read
been doing
today.
this for years.
can
You
you
can
show
go up
me-
and down Bridgehampton, on Butter Lane in Bridgehampton. There are a bunch of ag reserves there that are not in agricultural districts.
That's not what I'm saying, John. What I'm saying is
Different.
ag and markets law does not apply to areas that
That
are not in an agricultural reserve.
district.
I'm saying something
Agricultural
subtly
district.
different.
I just don't agree.
Look, that's what I
All says.
researched today. So if
Well-
someone's prepared to pull up something
But
in
they're
ag and markets,
agreeing
it says.
to be bound by it.
But what's
So
the
I
point,
think
Mark, if I may? I'm agreeing to be bound by those restrictions. So what's the point?
On consent, they're
On
agreeing
consent.
to it.
So somebody, I couldn't argue, oh, 301 doesn't apply because I'm not in a ag district.
district.
I've agreed to it in the covenant.
But you haven't agreed to, you can plant anything you want there, or nothing.
Well,
No,
it's
but
a-
then I
it's a
have to have
negotiation.
a cover crop. But why
A
would I
cover
let it
crop,
lay fallow?
yeah.
That's contrary to human nature. I have a cash crop there.
Can I
Not
ask
now.
why that?
In the front?
There's nothing there now.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, well,
There's
what do you
nothing
want me to
there.
do there?
There's nobody-
I-
Look, personally, what I want to
planted,
do
it
is
was
stick with
rested.
what we originally discussed, which is a landscape space.
We didn't
Because I think
plant
that,
it and not knowing what
yeah.
direction you were
Are,
gonna
are you
go.
good with the landscape space that we've always been talking about?
So, We'll do.
We'll do
at
it,
this
we'll
point,
do
we'll
whatever
do
you want
either
to
At
do.
this point, obviously, I prefer to be able to plant it.
yeah, well, I think it's,
but-
you mean to plant it then farm it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to like actually grow stuff there, but
Wait, You don't want,
The,
you
re-
would
the
prefer to
reason
farm
is,
it,
the reason
right?
the privet's
Yeah,
gone now.
Yeah, you don't
just
farm
a-
it.
No, this is important. The reason the privet's gone now there is because we thought we were gonna plant it in the
It
buffer.
seemed like
Okay,
such
but
a
that's
big
the
issue
trade,
for the
because
board
what we've
before,
always
that's all we're
wanted,
gonna
what
do.
we've
Yeah.
always asked for is a view shed, and you said you could not do it on Fowler, it would be bad for
No,
the
we're not
wind.
gonna
it'd be
do that.
bad-
No, no.
So, but that was what we always had in mind, and when we started talking about he wanted the landscaping, we wanted to see some farmland. So we understand, it was very clear, you won't wanna do that. So this is a trade, and so we're saying, we need the view shed here. So right now you have a 4-foot, you know,
If
deer
you want us
fence or
to take
wood
that-
fence or
if you
something.
want us to
We
take
just wanna
that-
see what you're planting there.
If you want us to take that privet down,
mean
it's in the
on-
right of way anyway,
Yeah,
take
you
it down.
yeah, on both sides of the drive,
Just,
right,
no,
to
in
the
the middle,
tree.
in the middle.
Wait, point out where you are, because the tree
He's
is.
talking about
talking
the,
about
from
the corner.
driveway to
First
driveway.
of all,
Well,
there's
that
a
we've already-
driveway, there's a driveway
Yeah, yeah.
easement in here, which the next door neighbor came
I'm
and
not
started.
there.
No, no,
I'm
yeah.
starting at the tree on
Yeah.
the right
No,
of
she's
you.
talking outside.
I'm asking for
now
that
we take
tree.
that privet
I'm
down.
asking for
Oh,
that
okay.
tree could be the boundary.
You want us to take this, let me finish. If you want us to take this privet down, it's in the right of way, we'll take it down, I
Okay,
don't care.
and then across the street, we jump to the other, and we won't have anything there, except for
Right there,
whatever
yep.
4-foot high thing
Here,
you wanna
want us
have.
to take this privet down? Take it
Yeah,
down.
because we like to have a fence so we can see in.
Is that,
We can only have a 4-foot high fence in,
Yeah.
in the village.
That's fine, but
Yeah.
behind it,
Fine.
then you would grow whatever you want to grow, and could you tell
According to
me?
you, maybe not according to the other three members.
Well, Bill Dye was on board with this, he liked it too, we're trying to
Okay,
preserve
I
farmland,
haven't
and we've got 3 plus 1 neutral plus 1 who wants the landscaping, which would probably be more beautiful, but it's not farmland,
What
so.
you're hearing is the applicant is agnostic about it.
Exactly, appreciate that. Let me ask you, where would you put your farm stand? Would it be a permanent structure, or would it be seasonal, or what?
It's only
I
three.
don't even
so
really
there's-
have anything, I just want the ability to. We had one there.
Yeah, I like that, because then the public can buy from you, and sort of
Right.
be
Yeah,
on the
it wasn't a
farm.
permanent, it was, I remember seeing the aerial, it was like a tent.
Yeah, we had
And
like
then
a
there
temporary
was,
tent and like, thing on like a
the-
shed or something.
Yeah,
Let
to
me
put
ask
the
you.
wares on, the.
When we say like, okay, you've got your 4-foot fence, and then you've got your crops, will you
It's
be,
gotta come to you, by the way.
what?
It has to come to you under the terms of the
You,
easement.
you really want, we're
we're
probably
just
not
talking-
putting fence up there. The fence
Yeah.
is back
Well,
off the road.
whatever it is you,
There's not gonna be 4-foot fence in the front there because,
Hi.
so whatever's gonna be planted there is just gonna be deer resistant.
You know where I saw
Oh,
it, Alex?
so there
It was
would be
on
nothing between the
Google
road and
Earth,
that.
Aerial,
But
and then you have
there's
to go
not
through
the
the
erosion so
roadside,
much
and then you
because
can
of the
see it.
positioning, right, on this side. You don't have the wind and all that, you're feeling like it's fine to just have like that open to the road.
No, this is like such a small condensed area.
Okay,
This is like
okay.
just an area for, like, not that.
Yeah. Can I ask you, although you have the ability to plant whatever you want, are you thinking you do the super high privet that you're doing on the other side? We'd be able to see it at least, but would that be could that be the crop?
I mean, logistically, probably not.
Because it wouldn't grow as well there?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to put it in writing and bind you, but we'd love to see something
You
that
were
was a
trying
little
to
less
establish
settled.
what was gonna be planted there.
Well, because it wasn't, he's talking about landscaping.
I guess where we're at, we just want to get it moved forward.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you guys really, I mean, this is.
Kim,
Well,
this
I
There it is,
think
Kim,
yeah.
this is what you're talking
if,
about.
if you're putting in the landscaping.
There's the old, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
that's
that's
fine.
the old Southampton farming, I like it. And that's what I think the village code and spirit is talking about preserving.
That's not, that's
Even though we're not
75
gonna
that's
see it behind the
75
privet.
feet deep. Why don't you just go over and look at his front yard, which is probably deeper than 75 feet.
I'm just saying, it's rural, it's a little more,
Right.
it's not landscaping by a fancy
I view this
landscaper.
as a major retread of something that we've been discussing for over a year.
But you were involved in the
Wasn't our
discussion
idea.
about
It
the
was-
I just want to say, just to make sure, it's just, it wasn't our idea. As
Yeah,
a matter
I
of fact,
know.
we walked out, I'm just scratching our head, because for almost 2 years, we had talked about that.
I'm scratching my head too,
Well,
but
I think it was born out of discussion of view shed,
Okay.
which we can't get on
Okay.
Fowler.
You were very definitive, it's
You
not happening
hear
on
the
Fowler.
client saying
No,
that they're
listen.
okay with that. I
Yeah.
think you guys gotta,
Yeah,
The board
All right,
needs
we'll
to
have to- the
talk
board will
amongst
have to-
themselves and see
Yeah.
how.
I think the community would be like, yeah, they did their job, there's the farm, there's something to look at. I know it's not, the most beautiful thing all the time, but it's real.
since we're, don't feel strongly either way, it's for you guys to work out.
yeah, we gotta figure it out.
You gotta talk about it. I don't remember,
If it helps, I mean, like, we could also do some sort of planting at the main entrance just to spruce it up, because I know that's like important to you, Mark,
some limited planting of what
Yeah.
nature? Some
You
sort
know,
of
similar
hybrid?
to what we have in there, we're not gonna do the full design, but, I think the entrance was kind of your, because I think on this, it also shows the widened area, so. I guess we're trying to find like well,
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's why I thought this ship had already sailed, so I'm a little
So did we.
frustrated that it's.
We were surprised,
that it's
but-
going back.
We were
We're going-
surprised.
Actually going backwards on this.
But
And
we
look, I
lost our
appreci-
whole Fowler,
Let me finish,
thing.
please. I
Yeah, but
appreciate,
candidly, you never had it.
yeah.
well,
You never had it.
well,
You never had
it
it.
was very clear at the last
You
meeting,
never
for
had
many of
it.
us that thought that it was,
Look, and I kind of agree with the applicant here, which is you take down the privet windscreen there along the edge, and what do you see? More privet, right? Because it's a privet farm, right?
But
So,
if you want that privet right up front to be taken down, we'll
Well,
take it down.
look, one of the original key points to the approval here, and I think this whole process has gone, personally think this has gone on way too long.
Yeah.
Right?
agree on that.
We
We've
all
been
agree
trying to
with that.
move
We
this
all agree.
along, but there were sort of four, as I recall, key points, right? The first was Wickapog is a major thoroughfare, right?
Okay.
And there's a lot of traffic that cruises up and down Wickapog. So the idea was, from both a safety and visual perspective, to kind of clean up as you're driving by and make that look as nice as you possibly can. Now, whether
That's
it's
right.
landscaped, or it's, maybe farmed, maybe not farmed, right? I think the board at that point was leaning heavily towards, let's make it look as nice as we can, because a lot of people drive by it. I liked the idea of a farm stand, some nice landscaping. I thought we had moved on. There were some safety issues there too, which I think you've addressed. Just, the major trucks pulling out of there at a, which shouldn't be a high-speed curve, but is a fairly high-speed
Yeah.
curve. And then it was, what are the size of the lots, right?
Access to the pond.
Access to the pond was a big one. And, what's the layout? Where's the ag reserve? And, that was pretty much it. And
We've
it's
been
taken us
chewing
a-
over that for 2 years.
We've been
Well, I-
chewing over that for 2 years.
But I think the whole point is, the ag reserve is agriculture. If you put a bunch of flowers in front, that's not agriculture. To me, it isn't. I mean,
I agree, I think you always liked the idea, because you
Well-
said you're a landscape guy on all the
So how
things that
about-
come up. You say, I'm a landscape guy, but that's not agriculture,
I'm
and
a-
we have a duty to.
I'm a
Well,
compromise guy,
But the-
right?
but
So
you're-
how
but-
about we split the, split it
He'll
here?
spruce up the entrance, and then we'll see
How
the
about,
agriculture.
can you go back to the aerial view, please?
yeah.
How do you guys, just in the interest of moving this forward?
Well, Bill Dye's not here, but he wanted the agriculture too, so we'll,
Yeah, I heard something different from Bill, so I don't want to speak for him, but I did hear something
the
different.
garden is different
So
than
you
farming.
see that big white square in the middle of the pink line there?
Yeah.
How do you feel about to the west of that?
Wait,
What-
wait,
Are you talking
where?
about this? Sorry,
Yeah.
that's a label.
That's a label.
Whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't have my glasses on. To me, it looks like a big white square. All right, whatever that white block is. How do you feel about landscape to the left, the west, and plant away all the way to the right?
We just room for a farm stand if they wanted to put a farm
Yeah,
stand
and the
in
farm
that
stand
area.
you can put in the western parcel.
So what are we talking about now?
So whatever, where the arrow is,
Right.
on the west side of that, right?
Right,
That area there, we landscape.
right.
The area to the east, all the way, there, and on the other side of the driveway there,
Whatever it is. Whatever
you
you
plant away.
So why don't I just do this?
So it's
Where
a
is it?
combo.
Yeah, it's a combo.
We'll do that, I don't care.
You don't
What,
care?
what,
Okay.
what do you wanna see of, what, you want like a garden? I
Wait,
mean,
can we
what do
Like
you
the
want?
landscape
You see
plan
the
that's been
overhead
part of
wires on
the file for.
It's pretty much
18
right
months
at
now.
where
Yeah,
that
the
pole
landscape
is.
plan is
Is
Oh.
where
for
the
that
chairs.
whole
Where the
area.
overhead wire?
Yeah,
So-
almost directly to
No,
the
yeah.
south
So there-
of where the
Truthfully, I
road
wasn't
comes
here
in.
Here's the
when that
pole.
was
No,
Okay,
discussed.
here's
it's
the-
just-
right here.
We're always
Do you
used
have
to.
a different
Yeah, so
landscape
right
plan?
here,
I'm
we're gonna
suggesting
landscape.
That's
This
what the
is
chair's
about
talking about.
gardening.
Look at this. This is, the cool thing about this is there's
I can't see it.
there's
See it.
a pole in the middle. I just confirmed it with Alex. So you want us to landscape this area, and this is whatever 301
Farm.
says.
Whatever 301.
So, John, which area?
If you go back to where the farm stand was over there.
When
you said to the west
of this,
Yeah.
it's this. There's a pole there.
2 poles,
I'd vote for that.
2 poles.
I think
on that
that's
side
too,
of
I
it.
think we're losing too much farming. I mean, half of that maybe, if you want an entrance or I don't know, but it's,
Well,
It's
if
an
you're gonna, if I may, just in terms of practicality, if you're gonna landscape something, the way you farm these things is you don't wanna have to, farm a little here or landscape a little here. You have a designated area
Yeah.
where you're gonna have landscaping, and
Right.
the rest you farm it. That's what happens. That's why you can't. They go such lengths in the town to make sure that the farming is contiguous.
Right.
It's contiguous.
and don't you need room for your tractors and whatever else to get in between the crops? Don't you need room?
Yes.
So we need to like, maybe, I mean,
The idea would be to landscape here.
Oh, I know.
can you plant some nice trees for you, like at the building or
I
something
would say
Okay.
behind?
here.
Look, I'm not gonna tell them how to landscape, so I'm telling them what it takes to get my vote.
What are you talking about, a border, just
Show me a
border?
plan. No, show me,
A
like
border?
similar to what you showed us, it was in the file, right? Just from
That's
from the area
totally
John
different. What's
just
in the file
designated.
is
Oh, I
like
printed
Right?
it.
a plan
That looks
for
like a
like,
corporate headquarters, you know, very pretty
Okay.
gardening plan.
If I may, and I just want to foreshadow some of this, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have any other things to talk about, but at this point, I think whatever you're going to tell us to do here, whatever you guys can figure out with the consensus we're going to do, and I'm not trying to say that there shouldn't be other points to talk about in the easements. I think we're fine. We've done a lot of work back and forth on it, but these are things that can be conditions to the preliminary approval or part of the final
I'm fine
approval.
with that.
So I really think
Let's move
that
on.
we
Let's
deserve
move
a
on.
preliminary approval. I know
Well,
you
we
don't have
can't do that
anything.
tonight.
No, not tonight, not tonight.
Yeah.
I know you don't have anything drafted, and it's something that has to be circulated and drafted, but I'm hoping we're going there.
Well, it's certainly my agenda tonight.
Okay.
So what I'd like to do is, if there are no other issues beside this one, right? Because I'm
Well,
fine
there
with.
were some other things about some of the documents.
Let's
Okay,
talk
well,
about it.
let's have
Let's
them.
talk about it.
Okay, so, right, Kim, we had some other discussions. One thing I was talking about is we do need to, on this issue, we'll define the meters, everything, we gotta, get the language for that area when we do. Because we don't have it
Identify,
tonight. We're
like,
sort
with
of
that
doing it,
picture right
pointing,
there.
talking,
Where?
discussing, but
The one that you
eventually,
drew right
Yeah.
there?
Right?
eventually
What
you
do
wanna
you
spell
think-
it out.
Do you have,
It's
just like some
it $400?
identification for this area?
That could be a
The
condition.
point that you're
the ma-
talking about is about that distance from the property line.
How much, was it 400,
No,
you said?
no.
I think Alex said.
Here it is right here. This right here, from
Where
the
are you
easterly part of this driveway to the westerly part of this driveway is 250 linear feet.
So Alex, what were we were talking initially about.
This is the whole run.
The whole run
Yeah,
is what,
probably.
400 and some. I think. So we should define that, and what, you know, regardless of what we do with the landscaping, it's a separate matrix.
250 linear feet, and, you know, we'll agree either that this has to be landscaped pursuant to the original plan, it has to be all farm, or half of it's landscape, half of it's farm, whatever you guys want us to do.
Okay.
Is there any farming going over toward the house historically, or what's going on by
Yeah,
that house on the
there's-
corner?
We're not,
There's
seriously,
farming here.
I'm not
No,
willing
just
to
wondering
talk
where it is.
about anything over.
No, I'm just asking what's happening behind that hedge. It's just
It's
the
row
mailbox is
crops.
the hedge and
It's
it's.
row crops.
Yeah, you can see,
Okay, so that's, yeah, I'm not talking about the
I
one
mean, but I-
before.
you can see the crops right on
Those, I'm talking about on the right, or the
On the
corner, on the
right.
corner.
And if you want us to take this hedge down, it's probably like 90% of the hedges in the town of, the village of Southampton, sitting in the right of way. You want us to, we'll take that down.
We're just trying to see the crops.
We don't, yeah, no,
That's
but
it.
if you want us to take
We want a
that
view shed.
down, we'll take it out, we'll take it out.
Okay, so what else?
It's
Kim, what
there,
else did we talk
but
about?
again, tell us what you want us to do.
All right, so that was the, John, if you wanna take a look at the covenants and restrictions, we defined the length,
Where is it, Kim? I'm so
the
sorry.
declaration of covenants and restrictions, so I'm on page 2.
Shoot, where is it?
So the,
Oh.
so 6 has to just be,
Define the length,
yeah,
okay.
yep, define the length.
But someone's gonna tell me,
Yeah,
what's gonna be in
when
there,
they,
okay.
when they figure that out, we'll
Okay.
figure that out.
okay. But that could appear in the preliminary approval as a condition.
Yes.
Yeah,
And then I was gonna add a new number 8, no further subdivision or lot line modification without planning board approval.
That's what the law says anyway, so I don't
Okay,
care.
all right, so that's the CNR.
This is on the, oh, wait a minute, am I on the wrong one?
Nope,
Is
the,
it
yeah, you're on the right one, declaration of covenants and restrictions, go to the
Number
next page.
6.
Oh, okay.
So 6 is the one we're going to, oh, wait a minute, yours is different.
What am I doing?
Yours is,
That's what we've been using.
well, I think it's still, hold on, let me see.
Did you put it in both? What
It's
am I
the
looking
area
at
of
here?
land. This is the older one. So you wanna look at mine?
Sure, sure.
So here, this is paragraph 6, this is the area of land we're talking about right here. So we just gotta define it because I did it very broadly, area of land fronting on Wickapog, north
Well,
of
no,
the
here it is,
farm
the area of
buildings.
land fronting on Wicked
Oh, okay,
Farm,
that's
but
in
yeah.
there, okay.
Yeah, we have this as a delete.
Yep, yep.
Okay. Define the length at.
Okay, you have to define the length,
Okay, fine. All right, got it. And then you're
Okay.
gonna tell us what you want us to put there.
okay, and no further subdivision
further
or lot line
subdivision.
modification without planning board approval.
So, and then the covenant may not be changed except, do you have that? or no?
Nope, that's out.
That's out? Okay.
Yep.
All right, so 8
Okay.
is, no further subdivision
Mhm.
without further, just so you know, that's what the law says
Okay,
anyway,
yeah,
got it,
just
so I don't care. No further
Put
subdivision.
it in there.
Just to be perfect about this, what everybody puts in here, no further subdivision or
Lot line
modifications.
modification without planning board approval.
If somebody wants to buy 2 of these lots and put them together, you're not gonna care.
No, but they gotta come back.
Oh, you just added a new layer of,
Let's talk about that. I don't think that's gonna happen, but typically, if I wanna take 2 buildable lots and combine them and merge them by deed, municipalities don't view that as either a lot line modification, because you're not modifying the lots, or a further subdivision. If somebody wants to do that,
what about the health department? Wouldn't the health department have an issue with that?
We've
No?
looked, Alex, we've looked at those things where that's
I-
happening.
if I'm gonna take 2 non-conform, if I'm gonna take 2 conforming lots and merge them into one, because I just wanna have, I don't get, what do I get from it? I really don't, you've got that, somebody could say, oh, you're gonna get a bigger house. Why, you have a 15,000 or 18,000 square foot max anyway. You know what, forget it. Whatever you wanna do, I'm talking about something that's probably not gonna happen, so,
Yeah.
because these lots are,
Like the condemnation.
yeah.
Well, whatever the code is on that.
You want
I'm
us to come
fine
back,
with,
Matt?
right,
So no further subdivision or lot line modifications, that's fine.
Okay.
On this topic, I didn't see a red line draft of the prior documents that we talked about.
I do not know how to do that.
Okay, so here's my question. I had objections to the fact that they weren't coming back to the planning board specifically to do any of adjustments. Sounds like in this document they are.
You took
Is
it
that
out.
in all of them now?
No,
Did we take it
you
all
took
out?
you took out the covenant may not be changed by majority of 1+1. We took that out.
Okay,
We're
so you
talking
two
now
together-
about no further
Oh,
subdivision.
I know what you're talking about, I just wanna make sure that
I
throughout all
believe
these
you
documents.
wanted them out at the last
I'm
meeting.
just saying,
Oh,
are they?
okay.
Are they?
Yes, yes,
That's
they're
what I'm
out.
saying. I don't see
Out
them,
of
but I
all the
don't know if there's enough.
documents.
Great, so now it's going back to the planning board. Okay, that's great, thank you. If I had a red line, I'd know that, but it's hard to know.
I know, but that,
So
that goes
but
beyond
you're like, I
my
wanted them out. Yes, I
technical
did,
knowledge.
But you're moving fast in these negotiations, so we're trying to keep up and make sure that nothing
Right.
slips through.
What else do we have?
The pond maintenance and access easement, you wanna flip to?
Okay.
Wherever, and there's in 3 places, John, it's where it says water quality testing and pond maintenance to add and remediation if
I don't care.
necessary.
I don't care.
And it's in 3 places, so
I
I'm
don't
just
care.
gonna add it in the 3
I
places,
don't care.
okay?
That's fine, because that's what meant, that's what's meant by it.
Okay.
I don't
And the last one was the agricultural easement, I'm just gonna, whatever the board decides, if they're gonna make the area landscaping, buffer, or combination of the two, add that into this agricultural easement, I'm just gonna copy and paste it from the CNR.
I did look, by the way, 11613 says you can have a sign on each street.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait till the, all
Oh, I'm sorry, no, I apologize.
right, so these are, Bennett and Reed.
I really appreciate you guys coming back with that alternative and working on that.
Town.
Yeah, no, we are too. We
So
love it.
anything else on the easements?
Legal documents?
The only one is something that your office brought up, so I wanna bring, cause they haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Okay, so it's back to the agricultural easement.
Okay.
You had requested, let me look.
Oh, and the.
1C, that during the months of July and August, motor-driven machinery using connection excluding any irrigation pumps or machinery needed to work or move irrigation
I've
equipment.
gotta have that.
What does that mean? What's the issue here? What do you
Because
mean?
sometimes there are, if you look through any farmland, you'll sometimes see a big diesel sitting out in the middle of the farm. That's a pump, that's an irrigation pump.
And you need it.
Yeah, you need
Okay.
it. Or if I'm gonna move the irrigation, it's,
I don't think
Once
that's
it's
a,
hot and dry.
I don't think
That's
that's a
what
problem,
You gotta
right?
turn on that pump,
Also, I saw it in the here, like,
and it makes a
this-
lot of
this
noise, and
machinery,
it puts out a lot of water.
6 AM to 9 PM, is that standard in farm
That's,
never
stuff?
seen it
that's from your
before.
code,
Yeah.
Because it
That's from your
seems like a lot of
code.
people wouldn't want it after 9
but what,
to 9 AM.
but you don't operate farm machinery
my
after
son
9
does
o'clock anyway, I'm
irrigation.
sure, very rarely unless there's an
It's in our code?
emergency.
Dark.
Yeah,
yeah.
So the other-
should we leave it in, or what do you, if it's in the code, I guess?
I don't think it should belong there, but I'm not gonna fight it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
I'm not
know
gonna
if
fight it.
time-
I don't think it belongs there, but I'm not gonna fight it. The
The-
one thing I did not agree to is anytime on
on
Sundays.
Sunday,
It
right,
just- Farmers farm all the time.
okay. The other issue that they asked is that the way we drafted it was they were only allowed to have one farm identification sign on the entire property, but the code allows them to have one sign on each street frontage. So that's something you should discuss.
So that S
I need a
something
building
something is
permit
one
for it.
on
It's-
Wickapog, right? You've got the one,
And
S,
ARB.
what is that one?
And
The
ARB.
SHL, there's a sign. So what would that be,
Signs.
one, that's one on
That's
Wickapog?
one on Wickapog, so where's the
So
circle
I
here?
don't
it
think there
is.
is signage on Fowler.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
But they're asking to have one sign per street frontage, so there would be one sign.
That's what the code says. One
As
sign
per the
street
code,
frontage.
one sign, here, wait, let me get my bearing straight. Yes,
That's the
one
ocean.
sign here,
The one you have, or something else?
Oh,
I
whatever-
guess it
whatever
depends, if
it
it's
is.
not giant and neon and
It would have to
blinking,
comply
I
with the
think it's
code.
It can't be
okay.
under the code.
I know,
Look
I
at the
just think,
sign
but that's
code.
fine, you've got one, that's
Look at the
fine.
sign
so
code.
one
Building
here on
inspector
this
has to remember.
frontage and another sign
Here.
over here on Fowler.
That's fine.
That complies with the code,
It's fine.
okay.
Your sign code is 6 pages. Says what you can and can't
It's
do.
not like the towns, which is 20.
Which is 20, yeah.
Okay, I think those are the major,
Are there any other issues people want addressed?
Ken, the one suggestion I wanted to make on the, we're talking about the buffer on the water, and you talk about the pathways through them to get to the water. You might want to just double check that language to make sure it doesn't preclude like a boardwalk. Sometimes the Board of Appeals, they prefer the boardwalk to a footpath because it allows natural planting to grow underneath.
Really?
And it doesn't require mowing, so
So this is, John, the Declaration of Covenants Restrictions, number
If you just wanna
5.
just put the word path, but I guess put the word path, I guess.
yeah, that way just to
That's what it
leave
says
more
now, it says
options.
pedestrian, it says
Path.
pedestrian
Path.
path.
Typically, the the ZBA and the Department of Environmental Conservation want to see if you've got,
I mean, I've seen boardwalks when it's over dunes.
usually that's a tidal wetlands thing.
Yeah.
Alex, I have to be honest with you, that's
Yeah.
usually a tidal wetlands
And
But I'll
thing.
check, you said with the zoning board? You said?
So when they grant the wetlands permit, I just want to make sure it doesn't
And this is
preclude
the
that.
ZBA, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
if they
I'll just
decide
check
that that's
with
the
them,
better
okay?
option here.
That's fine.
Just to be consistent.
That's usually tidal wetlands, because you have that spartina that you want to be able to have those flow through elevated
Who's the
walkways.
lawyer for the zoning board?
Brian Stoller.
You know, as the building inspector, too. I think he's probably,
Okay.
Can I ask another question, move this along? Can you be more, like, where is your farm stand before, if you look at that picture? Like, would it be more to the left or more to
Yes.
the right? And
To the
can
left
we-
of the
Can we
plantings.
just show?
Yep,
um,
Alex had a picture from the roadside, if you could show that again, Alex.
I just want to see where his farm stand was before.
oh, yeah.
Oh, okay,
It's a
okay.
There it
temporary-
is.
Talking about
Okay,
this?
so
He could,
that-
but you know
So
what?
it would be
He can put it
before
anywhere he wants,
Wick
under New
Hog
York Ag and
turns.
Markets law,
Yes.
so it doesn't really matter where it was.
So, but no, but I'm thinking
where
in
he's
terms of
planning
your, I'm
today.
thinking
Yeah,
for you
okay.
now of a beautification that would please you. Like, let's say, should we, like, determine, like, that's your area for farm stand, and he
you
can plant
can't do-
around it or
You
something?
can't do that. He can put his farm
No, I'm just saying,
stand
maybe
any-
you can figure out where it might make
plantings,
sense.
I think she's
I'm
mentioned.
trying to do your landscaping
I
around
do not
something.
landscape for applicants, and we
No,
shouldn't
but
either.
I'm
They need to
saying-
come back. We approve landscaping plans. We don't do
Okay,
landscaping
But maybe you're,
plans.
but you just drew a line, and say, can I have this half? So
I'm
I'm
just
saying, where
trying
would his
to
farm
move
stand
this
be in that
forward.
half, and where could we put it? And if there is a beautification to be done, where it might be to
I
make
don't
you
think
happy.
you want to tell, I don't want to, that's a site plan issue. You don't
Yeah.
want to put that, no.
I'm just wondering where, okay, so there it was. So-
So if there's nothing else, I'd like to make a motion that we direct our council to draft a resolution for preliminary
Conditional subdivision.
subdivision approval, which we will review and vote on at our next meeting.
Okay.
And you guys got to work that planting
Yeah, we gotta work,
versus
we have to,
farm
we have
stuff
to,
out. Yeah.
we have to work that out.
She's not gonna be here.
I'm not gonna be here for the January meeting.
Why don't we do can we do it later in January? Is it
No.
1 week or 2 week later?
No, you're not coming back till February something, so.
Well,
We could do by
because-
Zoom, couldn't you?
You
Oh,
can do it by
yeah.
Zoom.
Can do it by
You can do it by
Zoom.
Zoom.
You can do it by Zoom under
Yeah, I
certain,
could do it by
under
Zoom.
certain circumstances,
But I can't
which you
vote.
don't want to.
Well, I mean, the
which we'll
reason I
determine.
can't come back is because my daughter-in-law is giving birth on that day. Well, she's scheduled
Yeah.
a
You could do that these
C-section
days.
on that day, and I have to take care of their household, meaning their dog.
So you might be
So-
zooming with the newborn in your arm.
What's
Well, the other four
what's the
will be
law?
here.
So-
Well, a
Legitimate
dog,
business?
anyway.
So board members are allowed to participate
Okay.
via Zoom if they meet the requirements, and they can participate fully in the meeting as long as we have a quorum here in the meeting. And, family caretaking is a legitimate
Okay, so
reason.
that's good. You can zoom in and,
Yeah, I'll zoom in.
And will Mr. Dye be here? Do we know?
yeah, he'll be
Okay,
here.
cool. And Amanda, you'll be here?
I plan to be, yes.
So I'm hoping.
How about you, Mr. McFarland? You're not,
Every day's a new adventure.
I know that. That was a silly question for me to ask.
Tom, is that mine or yours?
Sorry,
I see that?
that's current state of existence.
I think this is yours.
So,
Oh, this is,
my expectation is that
Okay.
we can vote on this and, you got your preliminary subdevelopment
yours.
approval.
You want this?
And then it'll
no,
come
no,
back
that's yours. I
at some
have
point
that,
for
but
final
if I have
approval.
that, John?
Well, then I've got to finish up with
I'm
the health
sorry,
department.
Yep.
And then I'll file a final application.
And if we
Okay.
do have anything to work on, when would be the next opportunity to be together to vote? 2 weeks later? If we have questions?
We're gonna,
No, 2
January?
weeks
we're
later is a
gonna-
holiday.
we are gonna get this done and get a agreement. before-
2 weeks later is King
before
Day.
before our next meeting. So we're either gonna move, what, yes.
So you got you made the motion.
Oh, yeah, I have to second for that motion? Nobody wants to second that motion?
Could you restate
Yeah,
the
I'd like to make a motion
Second draft, council drafting it.
that Kimberly Judd, our counsel, draft a resolution for preliminary subdevelopment approval for this application.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Great, okay.
Aye, okay.
Can I have that paper
Opposed?
right there, John?
Thank
This
you.
one?
Yeah.
Do you want us to
I need a
modify?
copy. No, we can't modify it
Well, we
until
gotta
they
figure out what
decide.
they
We have to
Yeah,
decide.
before,
wanna
yeah,
do
before
first.
Kim,
you
for now, do you have every information you need?
incur
When you'll reach
additional
out to
brain
my
damage
office.
on this,
if
let
you
us
need
give
it.
you some feedback, okay?
Oh, no, that's right, that's yours, okay, you
No,
can
but
keep
this, I
that.
drew the
But the
line.
applicant does want to farm that land.
I
It's
just
an
need the
extra.
dates of all the
Point.
public hearings, to put in the resolution.
I'll get you that
I mean,
information.
why not make money
No,
on land as well?
Just gonna get it done.
Just
So I'm
throwing
drawing the
that in
line
there.
right here by the
That's-
pole.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay,
That's
I'm
what I did.
sorry, yes,
Oh,
you
no, no,
you
no,
were
I'll
looking
give
at
you
that.
this one right here. It's the same thing.
Okay.
Which one do you want? Doesn't matter.
Take this one.
But they need to say
Yes.
yes to this,
This is
one way or the
yours.
other.
That's yours.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
Look, I really appreciate your patience with this. And,
Yes.
you know, this has been a long
Unfortunately,
process. I think,
That's okay.
I got a
you know,
paper
upfront,
cut,
You can
and
keep
so
it,
I
because
was
I have,
Everybody
I'm
sketched
looking
out
up
their
the most
positions
recent
and
ones,
Okay.
at least it's been going back and forth.
the
All right, I-
negotiation, I
I have a
think,
Band-Aid, do
is
you want a Band-Aid? I
I
have
know,
very
Band-Aids.
it
positive.
stopped.
So
Thank
Finally.
you, and I
Yeah, but
appreciate-
really,
thank every one of you. It's
It's
Appreciate
like
a lot.
sanitizer or something.
effort
I
despite
will when I get home.
how long
I'll
it's
put,
taken.
I
Okay,
tried to
I
slip
will.
2 seconds away.
All right.
Preaching to the, what you're saying, you're preaching to the,
Choir.
yeah.
Okay. All right, we're
Or
good?
as they say in
On the-
your homeland, they're preaching to the kirk.
Well, it's like Noah preaching to the flood. There's a lot
Yeah,
of, lot of examples.
thanks again, gentlemen.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Yes, Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
Thank you.
Yeah, and have a
To
happy
you and your
new
families.
year, too.
All right, so moving right along, site plan review, 74 White Street has withdrawn.
They let Kim, the applicant let Kim know that they no longer intend to proceed at this time.
Interesting, okay. That's,
With no explanation, just withdrawn, that's it.
Yeah, Dr. Alam, he wanted to do the two-family where his office is, on the corner of White and
Over by
Windmill.
your office, across the street from your office.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You
Right
know,
across the street?
no, it's not across the
house
street,
on the
it's
hill?
up this.
He got the variance to do that.
He did it, he never got site plan approval.
Oh, it's right there, I know where it is
because
on
they
that corner,
don't
next to
come
the
there.
abandoned
Woodward's old,
church.
But it's on the same side as his office.
No,
No,
on the
it's
south.
across the
Oh,
street.
same side of Windmill, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On the
across
south side of
from
White
your
Street.
Yeah, yeah.
office, right on the corner.
Oh,
It's
so
That's
surprised.
where it is. Oh.
Health department.
Yeah, I was wondering how it's gonna, the flow is.
Yeah, that's his
It's one
issue.
thing for an office, but, yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Right, all right.
865 Merrick has requested an adjournment till February 2nd. I'm happy to do that.
And I
Are
think
they
they,
really gonna be done here
I
on the
think
2nd?
But they did
or-
come in,
they did come in.
the young
and they-
man came in
Yeah.
and said, I did tell us what they were doing.
They still have the issue with rotations and the septic system.
Yeah, and they provided a little bit more information in their adjournment letter. My understanding is the issue is that those two buildings currently share a septic system. So
Right.
the solution they propose for this has to address two buildings, which makes them have to coordinate with the
John, did you
adjoining
take
property
my
owner.
pen? Yeah,
So
that's my pen.
they're working.
That's a whole lot of
John,
septic
do you
Like
have
someone else
negotiation
in that
for
hat.
H.
Without your glasses and that
Same deal.
cap, you
Are
look
you
like
suggesting
someone
maybe the
else.
board might push it further?
Like a
That's
really
what I'm
kindly
suggesting.
Irishman. Like someone mild-mannered, it'd be fun to
Yeah,
have a
it's
drink
a-
with.
it's a hard area to build a
Yeah,
septic
it's like your
system.
other persona.
Period.
It's so kind for you to say that,
It
Les.
doesn't look at all.
You know what,
John,
Alex? I
Top
would
of the
Before you leave, do
prefer
you have another one of those little maps?
to push that to
Because I didn't get
to March 2nd. Are they gonna have a problem with that?
I can't speak for them. I think it's probably unlikely to be fully resolved before then.
Yeah, okay. So
That-
a motion
that
to
one, the little
adjourn.
Yeah, I'm looking for another one.
So moved.
Oh,
Here you go. You can have mine.
865 Merrick
Can have mine.
Holding
Oh,
until
thank you.
Until what date, Mark?
Motion to adjourn 865 Merrick Holdings, which is 22 Windmill Lane, until our March 2nd meeting.
Seconded.
All in favor?
March 2nd?
Aye.
Nothing in February?
Good night, folks. Merry Christmas.
Good night. They're not gonna be done.
Oh, okay.
Because they've got to figure out a septic solution for two buildings where there is no room, so
Okay.
we might as well give them plenty of time.
the minutes.
Yeah, our December 1st minutes, everybody good with those?
Yes, I made a
Yes.
correction and we've already
Mo-
resolved it.
Motion to approve December 1st minutes, second. All in favor?
Yes,
Aye.
thank you.
Aye. Yeah, how about the 17th?
Aye.
Motion to approve November 17th minutes, second. Thank you. Hannah, all in favor?
Aye.
Any other business? Motion to adjourn our meeting. Second?
I seconded it.
Thank you, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Have a
Thank
great
you.
holiday, everyone.
Thank you, you too.